welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to show you guys an interesting video, and I want you to tell me in this video, which person would you most likely be and what would you do? But first, hi, I'm Alicia, i.e. Alicia J, the walking talking baby doll, and hopefully I'm here to give you a good day or a better day. Okay. So while watching this, please comment anything that sticks out to you in this video. Thanks.
I need to talk to you.
I'm gonna be right back. All right. What happened?
Why you didn't tell me Jamal had chlamydia? And I saw that you was the doctor who tested him.
Did you have this conversation with him?
I didn't have a conversation. I have the paperwork right here. Yeah, take a look at it. Here.
So technically, he was supposed to tell you that.
No, you were supposed to tell me as my roommate and friend.
And I know that I'm your roommate and I'm your friend, but you know I could lose my license. It's HIPAA laws.
It doesn't matter about your license. You're about to lose your friendship of 20 years.
And what I'm trying to tell you is, like, I can lose my license if I sit here and told you that he came to me to get tested. Like, I can get.
I tell you everything. We're supposed to tell each other everything, and this is something that you should have told me.
My job is on the line.
And this is my health is on the line.
This is his responsibility.
This is your responsibility as a friend.
And okay, but friend over my job and my career.
You know, I would have never said nothing. You should have just told me.
Okay, and I understand why you're upset. But that was a lot.
Where does your loyalty lie? With him or me?
He's cheating on you, and he's messing around, and he's getting STDs.
Your responsibility to tell me. You're my friend. But it's your responsibility.
That's not my business.
You don't have no loyalty, and that's a problem
with
with
I have loyalty to you, but I also have loyalty to my job and to the laws. It's a federal crime. I can get in trouble for telling you that he got tested and that he has chlamydia. That's not on me. That's on him, and for you to have a.
You know what? Your karma is gonna hit you.
So basically, after you see the clip, it's two women. They're roommating together, I guess, and they've known each other for a while, or they go back. And one of the women is a doctor, and the other one, her boyfriend, has came to her clinic and supposedly got a STD test, and it was positive, and the friend that's a doctor did not say anything. So with this situation, what would you do? Who do you think is right in this situation? And I actually I heard this over the radio, and I was like, I never seen that before. And I tried to find it, and I found it within like 3 minutes, and I was like, ooh, this is a good video. Today's video might be a little bit shorter because of that, but really it's just like a what would you do situation, and who do you think is right in this situation. I was listening to the radio. A lot of people were saying that the doctor friend was right and she was going to keep her job, right? And she should keep her job. And then I didn't hear anybody really speak for the other friend. And I guess because nobody spoke for that friend because, well, for one, you should kind of see some indicators that he must be a bad guy. That's one. Two, why are you mad at the friend for not telling you? That's what I can't understand. Why are you mad at the friend? Well, I kind of understand. It's like, you're my best friend. I would think that you put my health, at least like something very serious, right? But could I ask you to put my health over your job, which is your safety and security and stability? That's a very hard one, right? Like, well, actually it's not, but you know what I mean. It's a very loaded one with a lot of like, how bad could this possibly be to be in this situation? So I'm guessing the doctor chick, she had to think long and hard too, but she was like, at the end of the day, HIPAA laws, I can't violate that and lose my license, especially in times like it is right now. They act like they're trying to make people just lose their license for doing procedures that should still be viable procedures to save people, pregnant women, things and such. But stripping people of professional careers, right? I don't know when this story happened. I think it happened like earlier within this year. So from the friend's perspective, I can only understand one thing, and that is like, if I'm taking in a, you know, a STD, STI, I would really kind of like want a hint, a wink, wink, right? Because these things can have an impact on the body, a ripple effect, years later. If I want to have a baby, or if I want to, reproductive system might have changed a little bit because of a STD, right? Secondly, depending on which one, is it a big, like the big one, or is it like the smaller ones? I'm trying to keep it censored because YouTube, but depending on that, like man, like I'd want somebody to tell me, but you know you gotta think practical as the doctor friend. If I tell you something like that, you're not going to think logically. You're going to lose your mind, and you're probably going to hurt that person. It could go really bad, and then it's going to be an investigation, and guess who's going to lose their license? Me, again, because I wasn't supposed to tell you that. One, it seemed like you can't even handle the information because you're retaliating at your friend, who's in a very difficult spot on what to do, and you're already forcing her to be like, you should tell me, and it's like, this channel, right, is mostly like made for women, and for women to think about things and relationships, and have kind of like the keys of life to make a better life. Woman who is filming her friend and asking her friend, why didn't you hand over this information and let me know? She wants her friend to genuinely lose it all. She's also humiliating. So now she wants to publicly humiliate the friend, given that this video is hopefully real. I'm hoping it's real. But she wants to humiliate her friend, put her on the internet as a bad friend. Like, you're bad. I'm never going to talk to you again. I'm, like, all in her face. When it's like, think about who really deserves that energy right now. Think about who really deserves the energy of being on the internet for cheating on you, for lying to you, for betraying you, and possibly still being intimate with you and give you their STD, STIs. I'll wait. And I guess that's one of the things that I want to highlight about this story is it's easier to get mad at people you already know. They say this is just the psychology of people, but you can get mad. You get easily mad at people like you live with. You get mad at people that you're familiar with. You're quick-tempered, and they get the worst of you over time. Don't know why we work like that. Maybe it's just contentment, but like the people at your job and the people that are kind of like acquaintances, they will get the best impression and the best of you because you have to hold up that social standard for money, for whatever, XYZ. But the people who are like there for you, a lot of times they treat like shit. And I did hear in one defense on a video that I was going to do about friends is that you don't expect the basically the friend will get this type of treatment and never talk to again, because I expected more of you than I did of that dude. So that dude, I know he's going to do stuff. I know he's going to mess up. I already know he has faults. But you, I expect you to, and that's a little bit like extreme, because you don't expect me to mess up or have mistakes. I'm a human being, right? So why is it black and white when it gets to me? Like, I love you and everything, girl, but like, really? It's just an interesting video, and genuinely I want to know, what would you guys do? What do you think? Who do you think is right? Why do you think it's so hard for people to hold, men accountable? Because she's talking like she'll still deal with this man, but a friendship that, has lasted so long, this is the test. I'm not saying I would be best friends. I think I wouldn't be best friends with the doctor anymore, right? But I don't think I would hold it against her that she had to make a pretty difficult decision. I feel like that's something that can be talked about and talked through. But when it comes to like, oh yeah, she kept saying loyalty. When it comes to loyalty, hey, she's more loyal than this guy, and you're giving her the hardest time. Not to say that you can't feel like about not being alerted, but based on the severity and the special case that this is, you should have some understanding and be able to sympathize in a time where everybody's losing their job, groceries are expensive, things are expensive. That's probably why y'all roommate together, you know. You should be able to understand how basically the I guess I'll just call it like American system is collapsing on itself. And this girl got to keep her bread and butter going and think about her life too. You know, you should want that for somebody that you're loyal to, that you care about. Yeah. I just also want to take time to mention that I've had colleagues and friends and really close people that I became really, really close to back in my early start of college. And let me tell you, in order to get a nursing degree nowadays, like it is not what it used to be like for my mom's generation or whatever like that. They have to take a HESI test. Was it like MCAP? Something like that. Some of them have to take. I've seen them study extremely hard for these tests. And I mean, seeing the Anatomy 1, Anatomy 2 books, which are huge, meeting the teachers and seeing how much tutoring and how these girls would get in study groups and stuff together. And I'm not going to say exactly how I was around it, but I was around it close enough to see many young ladies and older ladies going back to school, and they would band together and get as much information that they could in the study groups to really help them propel and finally pass these classes, because they are tough. If you're going to school for nursing, I would say it's at least like 3/5 as hard as becoming a doctor now. And it may have used to been like maybe 1/3, but it's ridiculous. So if this situation is real, the doctor friend is like putting blood, sweat, tears, sacrifice. Anybody who's ever been to school or college, you know what I'm talking about. When you feel like you want to give up and just give in, and you don't want to even look at the material anymore, you just feel like I could just go get a regular job and forget this, and I'm gonna be in debt. You know what I mean? And to just push all that to the side and say, you should have told me about my boyfriend, and broke the law. That is beyond selfish and entitled and just a little bit cray-cray. You don't know real sacrifice if that's the case. End of the video. Please tell me your thoughts. What did you like, or maybe you dislike something about this video? Get in the comments, start a little chat, and I'll see you on the next one.